So we are writing the heading as determining cost of capital. So we begin with the first component of capital, that is debt, and we write cost of debt. Within bracket, can you see what I have written? K with a subscript as D. KD is a symbol for cost of debt. Please don't ask me doubts that sir, spelling of cost is not beginning from K, it is beginning from C, then why it is KD? KD is not as such an alphabet over here, it is basically a symbol. Consider that as a symbol. So let me tell you one thing, all these symbols that we have been learning in finance, like for example standard deviation, what you have learned earlier, is called as sigma. The symbol for standard deviation is called sigma. These are basically all the Greek letters, and in Greek, you know what was the practice? When you used to mention the word cost, they begin writing that with K. So originally when these formulas were developed, when these symbols were developed, KD became the symbol for cost of debt. So anyway, we have to write this important note that cost of debt will depend upon the type of debt. Debt can be classified into two types. Number one, irredeemable debt, and number two, redeemable debt. Let us move ahead and write up something further, that is about irredeemable debt. Now you should know what is the meaning of irredeemable debt. Over here, please carefully pay attention to what I am explaining. The term irredeemable debt does not mean a debt which never will be redeemed. Many people have this wrong notion in their mind. So can you believe that there will be a situation there, I come and ask you for funds as a borrowing. I'll tell you, you give me 10 lakhs of loan today and you tell me that sir, when will you repay? I'll say I'll never repay because it is an irredeemable debt. Will you give me your money? You won't. So many people have that wrong notion. The word redeemable means sometimes it will be paid back. The word irredeemable, they assume the meaning as if it will never be paid back, but the right meaning of this term, irredeemable debt, it is a debt which will be redeemed only and only upon the liquidation of the company. When the company goes into liquidation, only at that time it will be repaid. Till that time, the debt will have issuance, or till that time the debt will have a continuation of interest payments to the investor. What I am trying to tell you is, till that time there will be a continuous interest expenses from the side of the company, and the person who has made investment, the investor who has made investment, will be earning interest out of that. That is typically the meaning of irredeemable debt, a debt which will be redeemed only upon the liquidation of the company. So anyway, continue writing further. Irredeemable debt is such a debt which is redeemed only upon liquidation of the company. It is also known as perpetual debt. Consider the following example. In this upcoming example, there is a company, Keertana Limited, which has EBIT of rupees 10 lakhs. The company currently does not have any debt. The company is planning to issue 10% debentures of rupees 20 lakhs. Tax rate is 30%, and determine the cost of debt for these new debentures. And we are required to find the cost of debt for these new debentures that Keertana Limited has issued. So let us do one thing. Let us first make some calculations. We make comparative profitability statement before and after issue of debentures. So we have particulars and then two columns, before issue, after issue. We begin with EBIT. From EBIT we subtract interest. So before issue there was no interest paid by this company, but after issue company will have to pay rupees 2 lakhs of interest. Why 2 lakhs of interest? Because these were 10% debentures, and 10% of 20 lakhs will be the outflow towards interest. So EBT, that is earnings before tax, will be 10 lakhs and 8 lakhs, less tax at 30%, it will be 3 lakh and 2 lakh 40,000, and the profit after tax would come to 7 lakh and 5 lakh 60,000. Now let me offer some important explanation over here. If you notice in this last line where we are writing profit after tax, the profit after tax of Keertana Limited, which was 7 lakhs earlier, after issuing these debentures, it is falling down to 5 lakh 60,000. So, do you see what is the reduction in the profit? What is the reduction in the profit? Carefully observe this. What is the reduction in profit? Profit is reducing only by 1 lakh 40,000. So, you might have a wrong notion that we are paying interest of 2 lakhs. So, our cost of debt will be 2 lakhs. It is not like that. Your end profit is reducing by 1 lakh 40,000. That is the true cost of debt, that is 1 lakh 40,000. And do you know why is this happening? If you can carefully observe over here, the tax line, if you focus on, Keertana Limited was paying more tax earlier. Now this company is paying lesser amount of tax. There is some reduction in tax because the profit got reduced. Because of the interest expenses now arising after issue of debentures and the profit before tax getting reduced, the burden of tax also gets reduced by 60,000 rupees. Earlier the tax was 30% of 10 lakhs, now the tax is 30% of 8 lakhs. So what is happening? There is a savings in tax by rupees 60,000, which is actually 30% of 2 lakhs. So you are paying interest as an expense, 2 lakhs is an outflow which is allowed as an expense under income tax law. So immediately what will happen, 30% of that expense will arise as a savings, and therefore the net cost of debt will not be 2 lakhs, it will be 1 lakh 40,000. I am sure you people have understood this point, and once you have understood, let me take you ahead and give some further notes on the same. So carefully note down the matter ahead. It is observed that due to issue of these debentures, the net profit after tax reduces from rupees 7 lakhs to rupees 5 lakh 60,000, that is reduced by rupees 1 lakh 40,000. Therefore the true cost of debt will be as below. It will be symbolized as KD, KD standing for cost of debt. In the numerator you will take 1 lakh 40,000, which is by amount your true cost of debt. In the denominator it will be the proceeds from issue of these debentures, which is 20 lakhs, correct? And finally it will be 1 lakh 40,000 divided by 20 lakhs into 100, that would give you 7%. Logically the net cost arising as rupees 1 lakh 40,000 can be verified as below. Now this verification can be done from the earlier workings that you have already made. Payment of interest is rupees 2 lakhs and there is some savings in tax amounting to rupees 60,000. So the net outflow towards cost of debt comes to rupees 1 lakh 40,000 only. Let us move ahead and write something more which is relating to this. We can say alternatively KD can also be determined using formula. So KD will be interest into 1 minus tax rate divided by NP, where T is standing for tax rate, NP is net proceeds, and when you calculate KD, just substitute the values. Amount of interest is 2 lakhs, 1 minus tax rate is 1 minus 0.3 divided by net proceeds, which is 20 lakhs. When you make this calculation, you will be getting KD as 0.07 or 7%. So what we have learnt earlier was a logical way of arriving at this 7%. This is a formula based approach. In exam, I don't want you to follow that earlier approach where logically we derive 7%. In exam, for quick calculations, you may use this formula and arrive at cost of debt. If there is a doubt coming up in your mind about what is the meaning of these net proceeds basically means when you have issued any kind of instrument, debt, preference share or any instrument, you'll be getting some money, right? If the company is issuing debentures, company will receive money. That is what we call as a net proceeds. So just imagine, if I am a company and I am issuing debentures, money will come to me. You are investor, you have subscribed for these debentures. For you, it is outflow of money. You are paying money and the company is receiving money. Proceeds from issue of debenture is what we call as net proceeds. Now, when I am taking a bank loan, so suppose amount of bank loan is rupees 50 lakhs and suppose processing fee is 1% of the loan amount. So what bank will do? It will deduct the processing fee as the initial cost from the loan proceeds and then hand over the balance amount of loan to me. So amount of money what I actually receive in hand is what we call as net proceeds. If I am issuing debentures at discount, issue of debentures at discount. So suppose the nominal value of debenture or face value of debenture is rupees 100 and I have issued that debenture at 5% discount. How much money will come in my hand? Not 100 but 95. In that case, 95 is the net proceeds. So ultimately, when you are computing cost of debt, the base of that cost of debt should be not the face value of that instrument but the net proceeds. That is why we have written net proceeds over here. Make sure that you have understood this point, and if you are clear with this, we will definitely move ahead. So what is appearing on screen you must have written already. Let us move ahead and take up the next example. And in this example, look at what is given. Srijit Limited issues 9% debentures of nominal value rupees 30 lakhs at 5% discount. The legal charges and expense relating to the issue were rupees 1,50,000. Tax rate is 40%. Determine cost of debt. So first of all, what we will do is we will compute the net proceeds. So for computing net proceeds, what you just do is take into account the nominal value of debentures that you have issued. Now whatever be the applicable discount on issue of debenture, you will reduce that amount of discount, right? You will reduce that amount of discount, and whatever be the amount of charges that are applicable on issue, those will also be deducted. So discount on issue of debentures will be 5% of 30 lakhs, that is 1,50,000. So the legal charges and other expenses considered, your net proceeds will come to what? Rupees 27 lakhs only. And you can definitely write one more line below this calculation, that is the amount of interest in this case will be 2,70,000. That is 30 lakhs into 9%, that will be 2,70,000. Let us move ahead and compute the cost of debt applying the formula, that is interest into 1 minus tax rate divided by net proceeds, where T stands for tax rate, that is 40% or 0.4. Net proceeds is 27 lakhs. How we got 27 lakhs we have already seen. So when you apply the calculation of KD, that is cost of debt, interest will be 2,70,000. 1 minus tax rate will be 1 minus 0.4, that will be 0.6, and the denominator will be 27 lakhs. So now you can easily compute the cost of debt, which will be 1,62,000 divided by 27 lakhs, that will be 0.06 or 6%, and that will be end of the solution.